Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michi. I talk all things personal finance and I share my journey online as I work towards building wealth as a first-generation immigrant. I am breaking down my 2026 financial goals and how they support my long-term plan, which is to retire early. I'll also share my early retirement strategy towards the end of the video, so make sure to stay for that. Every time that I do my yearly goals, I treat them like a to-do list, like small actions that I can actually complete. And once I break them down, the big goals don't feel scary anymore, they just feel doable. Alright, let's get started. Starting off strong, let's talk about my Roth IRA. Roth IRA is my favorite retirement account for multiple reasons. My investments grow tax-free. I can withdraw them tax-free once I reach age 59 and a half. And if ever I need to, I can take out my contributions anytime without taxes or penalties, just not the earnings. I've been maxing out this account since 2023. This is like one of my non-negotiable annual goals. The new contribution limit for 2026 is $7,500. I already saved up that amount for this year, so I'm literally just waiting for New Year's so I can transfer the funds into my Roth IRA account. Aside from maxing it out, I'm also gonna convert my old 401k from my previous job, which is about $10,000. I work at a different job from January till April this year, and I had been contributing to their 401k for the past 2 years. This will trigger a taxable event because I am moving pre-tax money into a post-tax account, but I'd rather pay the taxes now so future me never has to pay taxes on those money again. That's why I love Roth. This is also gonna be my first year of doing Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. My new employer actually offers it, so I'm definitely taking advantage of it. For context, my employer gives us an access to a 403b, 457b, and DCP. The DCP is where I can put in after-tax contributions, and then I am allowed to convert that money into my Roth IRA at Fidelity. Not all employers offers this, so if your workplace does, go take advantage of it. It's one of the fastest ways to build tax-free retirement money. I am aiming to convert about $23,000 through Mega Backdoor Roth next year. I still don't know the exact numbers yet. This is just a pure guesstimate, but of course, I'll share the updates going forward. I also want to max out my pre-tax investments. That's my HSA and my 457b. As someone who has been working multiple jobs since 2018, I was not very strategic about handling my taxes. I was doing a lot of investing in my taxable brokerage account, but not putting much into my pre-tax accounts. That was one of my biggest investing mistakes. But 2026 is going to be different. I'm going to prioritize my pre-tax contributions first before adding money to my taxable accounts because it lowers my taxable income. Both HSA and 457b are new to me. I just recently enrolled to a high deductible health plan for next year so I can have an access to an HSA. HSA comes in triple tax advantage. My contributions go in pre-tax, the money inside grows tax-free, and I can withdraw it tax-free anytime as long as it's for qualified medical expenses. I'm actually using HSA as part of my retirement planning. If I don't use the money now, it just keeps growing, and once I turn 65, I can't even withdraw it for any reason. I just pay regular income tax similar to a traditional IRA, but for medical expenses, it stays tax-free. I am allowed to contribute up to $3,650 and my employer would contribute additional $750, so that's $4,400. Next is my 457b. The new contribution limit for 2026 is $24,500. My employer actually offers 403b and 457b, but since I am planning to retire early, 457b is a perfect account to help bridge the gap between early retirement and traditional retirement age. As soon as I leave my employer, I can start withdrawing from my 457b without paying the 10% penalty that the other retirement accounts charge before 59 and a half, like 403b or Roth IRA. Everything is already automated for my 457b and my HSA. After maxing out my 457b, then I can automate my Mega Backdoor Roth IRA too. Everything will get taken out from my paychecks starting next year. My third goal is to save 100K. 25K will go towards building my emergency fund and my sinking fund, and 75K will be invested. I'll track everything using my goals tracker. This is what it looks like right now, ready to use for next year. We're gonna go over everything. This is for my 25K sinking fund goals. I would love to save $5,000 towards my emergency fund, $8,000 for my Roth IRA 2027 savings. I'd like to save up for my Roth IRA the prior year so I can max it out right away by January of the next year. $2,000 for my home fund. We're planning to move in about 2 to 3 years, but I want to save up for moving costs and furniture little by little. $3,000 for my travel fund. I'm looking forward for a family trip in 2027, so I want to prepare for that. We're gonna book our trip next year. Lastly, $7,000 for my spending fund for 2027. I'm trying to switch to annual budgeting where I am saving up now so I can cover my annual expenses, which is actually my next goal. $8,000 is spending limit for 2026. This year alone, I already spent $18,000 for the whole year. And as someone who doesn't pay rent, groceries, and utilities, I really think that's pretty high. So my solution is giving myself a spending limit on top of my no-buy year. This is mainly for my personal spendings. For my business expenses, of course, I can use business money on that. This is my expected annual spending. Might still do a little adjustment for next year, but $8,000 is my spending cap. And honestly, I think that it's more than enough for me. Let's go over it. For my fixed expenses, I give about $100 every month to my siblings to help them with their shared rent. I don't live with them. They live with my grandma's house, but they still have to pay rent, and this is just a small help for them. I also pay about $115 monthly for my phone. My subscription is about $300 for the whole year. My life insurance, $1,000, and that's literally my bills for the whole year. For my other expenses, I budgeted $1,500 for gift giving. That's for Christmas and for birthdays. I'm also giving myself a little buffer of $2,000. That's for whatever I need to buy during the whole year. But since I am also doing a no-buy, here are the things that I am not allowed to buy next year. No travel, no new clothes, no new skincare, no beauty treatments appointment, no new cameras and accessories. I shared my no-buy list on TikTok if you wanna see that. Lastly, after all of these money moves, I expect to see a net worth of $400,000 by the end of 2026. For the past month, the stock market went sideways. Those are the things that are out of my control. But one thing that I can do for sure is to keep investing no matter how the market performs. I'll track my net worth every month. I'm gonna keep you guys posted. I'm gonna post updates on my platform, so give me a follow on TikTok or Instagram if you haven't yet. All of these goals are aligned to reach my big goal to retire early. Ever since I was a little kid, I already knew that I was never going to work till I'm 65. I grew up watching people around me create their own version of freedom. My auntie left her corporate job a couple of years after having her only child so she can become a stay-at-home entrepreneur mom. And my dad retired early from his government job after 20 years of service. Seeing that at such a young age completely shaped my view on work. It showed me that the traditional work until 65 path isn't the only option for me. Some people choose flexibility, some choose family, some choose entrepreneurship, but the common theme is that they chose freedom. And that stuck with me. It made me realize that I want the same thing for myself. I don't want to wait until 65 to retire. Retirement isn't fixed to an age. It's tied to the wealth that you've built, and that's why I am building mine now. I'm currently doing a combination of FIRE and Barista FIRE. If this is your first time hearing those terms, FIRE basically means front-loading your investments early so that eventually your portfolio can grow on its own without you needing to contribute anything. I calculate my FIRE numbers using Wallet Burst. Right now, my goal is to retire at 55 with about $150,000 annual expenses. Based on my current portfolio and projected returns, I am about 6 years away from hitting my FIRE numbers. Once I reach about $645,000 invested, I can stop contributing entirely, and my investments should grow enough on their own to fund my retirement at the age of 55. But that's assuming that I can keep investing around $100,000 for the next 6 years. If maintaining that level of investing becomes too heavy, too demanding, or no longer realistic for me, I don't have to force it. I have another option called Barista FIRE. Basically semi-retiring, working low-stress job or lower hours job while your investments continue to grow in the background. My version of Barista FIRE isn't quitting everything, it's just reducing how much I rely on my main job. My plan is to keep working my corporate job, and by age 45, I could already harvest around 2% of my investments to help cover part of my expenses. Not the full 150K yet, but enough to lighten my workload while still letting my portfolio grow towards my full retirement goal. My main goal is simple. I am buying my freedom little by little now so I can work because I want to, not because I need to. Investing aggressively right now is giving me options for how I want to live, how I want to show up for my future family, and what kind of life I want to build. I'm intentionally staying child-free for now so I can focus on this foundation first. That way, when I do have kids, I won't be stressed about how to pay for their education or their activities. I want to give them choices too, and that starts with the choices that I am making today. Family planning is a problem for my future me in the next 5 years, but I hope sharing this journey inspires you guys to start investing and planning for your future too. Because the earlier you start, the more control you get over your money and your life. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so I can see you guys in the next video.